Shit 90 Shows Taught Me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.
Are you ready to slay another day? So are we. Welcome back to Shit 90 Shows Taught Me. I'm Jess Sterling here with my co-host, Sarah Humphrey. Sarah, how are you?
I'm so good. I am ready to sell Suzie for some extra cash. I think that's how that works, at least in the game of life. So, absolutely.
Yes, Suzie has entered the building. I simply cannot refer to her as Dawn because literally while I was watching the episode before I properly learned her name, in my head she was already Suzie. She's been Suzie since we named her last podcast.
Yeah. So her name is Dawn, and Dawn's a name.
Sure.
It's a name.
It's a name.
It's a name. I used to have an aunt named Dawn, and
that's not surprising to me because I feel like Dawn is an aunt's name.
It is, and she was the best. But then she and my uncle got divorced, and
so it was a aunt by marriage. She wasn't.
So
she's not like
her or talked to her a bit, but
hi Dawn, of Aunt Dawn. Yeah,
hi Aunt Dawn. So yeah, I think that this is like a really fun episode. I think that once again, I really felt that like elevation of quality that I was talking about at the end of the last season.
I noticed the actual the stunt. I noticed that this episode. I don't know if it's more because I was looking for it or what the situation was, but I noticed it this episode.
Yeah. I thought that the stunt double did a really cool job. I mean, like the fact that she was balancing on one arm in that tiny narrow block was really cool. And it's just like something like it looks better. Like it looks, maybe it's because the technology at this point is a little bit better. I don't know. Are we at like around 2002, something like that?
That's a good question. Let me see. So Buffy, let's see. So Buffy started airing in 97. So yeah, we'd be at 2002 at this point.
Yeah. I mean, obviously technology gets better as the years go on, but I really feel like I see a quality difference, whether that be with effects or just like the general cinematography, the camera work. So I was really happy about this episode, and I thought that the Suzie shenanigans were pretty entertaining, pretty expected. I don't think I was surprised by anything. Well, there might be something that I'm surprised by, but I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was really fun. And if you are offended that we're going to call Dawn Suzie, I'm so sorry, babe. I'm so sorry. We know her name is Dawn.
Yeah, we know. Daddy Vamps has been Daddy Vamps since season 1.
I think his name is the Master, but he's a daddy to you and I.
He is our daddy, yes.
Until Dawn has been around long enough for her to only be known to us as Dawn, then her name is Suzie in our hearts.
Thank you. Her name is Suzie. Yeah, season 5, episode 2, The Real Me. I thought this episode was interesting, mostly because it felt like the show was really trying to gaslight me into thinking that Suzie has been here the whole time. Like, to the point where I'm assuming it's a joking sort of thing. Like, oh, this is always how Suzie is. And, I always have to watch Suzie. And it's like, bitch, no, you don't. Because girl is new. Girly Pop just showed up to the party.
Yeah. So are you still annoyed that you feel like you're getting quote unquote gaslit?
By the end of my second watch, I was a lot less annoyed. But at the start of my first watch, I was very annoyed.
I don't mean to be armchair expert or armchair psychologist with you, but why do you think armchair expert, shout out Dak Shepard. Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think?
Why do I feel gaslit?
Why does it annoy you? Like, why is it?
Because the show is insisting.
Oh, why?
Because it's annoying. Because I've been here the whole time, bitch. We've been podcasting about this show every single week for multiple years now. I'm paying attention. I'd notice if Buffy had a sister, and she doesn't. Now she does. And by the second episode, I'm over it. That's fine. Girly Pop is here. Suzie apparently has been here the whole time, which is fine. It's fine. It was mostly that the show was like very much like, oh, and Willow loves her. They're just nerdy girlies together.
I want to penetrate you even further. Can you tell me? Can you tell me why that annoys you?
Because I don't like to be made a fool of.
Got it. But you
That's
don't want to
it.
feel like you're stupid.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
annoyed when you feel stupid or
Yes.
when like somebody or something calls you stupid.
Yes.
Because you want to prove like your
Yeah, because
worth
I've been
or
watching the show, you know, I've been
Mhm.
watching it. I've been paying attention.
Okay.
And Miss Susie girl is now here. And I do love because this Michelle Trachtenberg, and we all know, any 90s girlies know
these
this
girls know.
is Harriet the Spy.
Right.
Okay. She's here and we get the narration, we get the notebook, like she's writing in her diary and she's doing exclamation points and whatever. In my
Mhm.
mind, she has a composition notebook out and she has taken notes on what is going on.
Yeah.
And I was here for it because I'm a 90s kid at heart and I love Harriet the Spy. So I was very much here for that.
Yeah. So Harriet the Spy, yes. And then also, if you're a Nickelodeon kid, which I believe like both of us probably
Yes.
grew up on Nickelodeon. I definitely watched Nickelodeon before Disney.
Same.
I feel like I think what was she on, like P&P or something like that? And then also I feel like she was on like some of those game shows that they had,
Was
unless
she?
I'm misremembering and thinking of somebody else, which is totally possible. I don't know.
Yeah, let me look because I am
Was
not
she on Nickelodeon?
sure.
Michelle Trachtenberg, Nickelodeon.
She was on Clarissa Explains It
Nickelodeon.
All apparently for an
Oh.
episode. All My Children, Law and Order, Secret
Mhm.
Sins. Oh, The Adventures of Pete and Pete. There you
Okay,
go.
so she was
Ding,
on
ding,
Pete.
ding.
And then I'm trying to remember if she was on like one of those game shows.
If she was, it is not on her IMDb.
Oh, I think Figure It Out. Do you remember that one?
Okay, that just unlocked my brain. I
Mhm.
do remember Figure It
So
Out.
like that's how long I've been watching. And then of course,
Yeah.
Harriet the Spy, which you and
Yes.
I have covered before. So I felt like they really tapped into that version of her. That like curious,
Little shit stir, like
yeah,
curious. Yeah.
nosy, like borderline annoying. But then again, when we watched her as kids, like she was cool. Like she was like cool.
Well, she was the main character.
And she was a main character, yeah. Even in a side character world, she was a main character. So I thought that her character throughout, I mean, like once again, I mean, younger siblings to an older sibling, and Miranda, like my sister, she listens to the podcast. She was like, she texted me the other day and she's like, were you talking about me? It's like, well, I only have one sister, so I hope it's like but like I'm gonna just like say this and like Miranda, like earmuffs, like just the existence of a younger sibling as an older sibling is like your existence is annoying to me. So I totally see Buffy's like perspective on all of this. And like and I even thought that was interesting. I see this a lot in brothers and I see it also in sister relationships. I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably all siblings, how like both sides of the siblings see that the other one gets special treatment or better treatment. And I think that I think it's like really interesting sibling dynamics. So yeah, I thought that, how did you feel about the dynamic between Buffy and Suzie? And as a younger sibling, so we are opposite. I'm older, you are younger, and we're both in like a 2-child family situation.
Yeah, the difference being I have an older brother, so obviously a little bit different, but age gap, I have a 4 years difference between me and my brother.
And my sister's 6 years younger than me. So kind of like I think so if Buffy's if Buffy is 19 I would say, and Dawn is
14, right?
So it's a very similar age gap
between the two of us.
Me and Miranda, my sister, and Buffy and Suzie.
Yeah. I mean, I connect with the plight of a younger sibling. Now, my older brother is not the Slayer. But yeah, I don't. Let me think about how to read this. I don't think I fall into. I have a lot of the traits of a younger sibling. I would agree with that. Like the need for attention, like a little bit more outgoing, right? Like a little more chaotic, probably, than my older brother. But I do think my parents were pretty good about not leaning on my brother to like take me places to do things, you know what I mean? Like be a step in sort of a person, like it seems like Joyce is doing with Buffy. But yeah, I understand the plight of being a younger sibling, because if Buffy, in my opinion, at times was acting like my brother would, where it was like, well, since I'm older, I get to tell you what to do. Like that was how it felt a lot for me. Like, I'm older, I know more. Like, just because you were born first, you suddenly are like king of everything and like know everything. Absolutely not. Buffy really takes it out on Suzie a lot in a way that I feel is like is pretty unfair. Like, it is not Susie's fault that Joyce is like, take her after school shopping or back to school shopping. That sounds like a Joyce problem. Like, that's what Joyce did, not Suzie. And also, why are you getting mad at Suzie? Suzie doesn't have Suzie does have special. We're going to get into the special powers Suzie may or may not have. But like, you're the Slayer, girly pop. This is not a life. Just because, okay, you didn't sign on to be the Slayer, right? It was just a power that was bestowed upon you. Suzie didn't ask to be the sister of a Slayer. So like, don't get on her case. Now, there were times where I got annoyed with both of them, is the thing. And I'm a little concerned, Sarah, because while I love Suzie and I'm happy she's now part of the party, maybe this is just like someone on YouTube had commented, or no, excuse me, Mars Sparse, our friend Mars Sparse had commented that like while the last episode of last season was kind of like an epilogue to season 4, the first episode, the premiere of season 5, is kind of like a prologue. Like, it is not quite the premiere. This is more like the premiere. So if we're looking at it that way, yes, maybe this is like our introduction to Suzie. So they want to establish that like sister relationship, that kind of rivalry, that little bit of butting heads. I don't want this to be like a consistent, like, Buffy's trying to do her thing and in-butt Suzie, because I'm gonna get very tired of that very quickly. A little bit of it is fine. But I do feel like I got very irritated with Buffy at a certain point. I feel like she was being way too hard on Suzie. And also, Suzie, like, don't be an idiot and invite vampires into your home. You know what I mean? Like, you know the rules, girlie. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. Come on.
I think that I truly purely believe that this is just our perspectives on where we are in order, because I felt like there is very little time before I started getting annoyed by Suzie. And I felt like Buffy was very justified at a lot of the times, because it's just the automatic responsibility as an older sibling in so many capacities. Like, my mom didn't like make me drag my sister around everywhere, but I definitely feel like I had to, I don't know. I just felt
it's just your like duty, like your responsibility as an older sibling, right? To like to be like aware of your younger sibling.
I guess like more so it's less that, because like there was not a time where my sister and I like we never were in school at the same time together. Like, we didn't really like hang out together. There wasn't a lot of that. I think it was more so where I sympathize with Buffy when she was talking about she can do so much more than me. And a part of that is because she's a Slayer, but also it's because I don't know, like parents get like more loosey-goosey in a way with the second child. Like, I had like so many rules in like as a child and young adult or young teenager, and my sister got to do or got things like I've told this story a billion times, and once again, my family listens to this, so this is really fucking up my shit, family. So but anyway,
the direct call out.
So like I really, really wanted a Razor scooter. It's the one thing I wanted. I wanted a Razor scooter. I wanted to be free. I wanted to scoot around. My parents were like, no Razor scooter for you. You can't have a Razor scooter. My sister got a Razor scooter. When she was like in middle school, and that pissed me off. It was like, why? Like, was I told no? Same thing with video games. I was always told no. Like, they didn't want me to have like a Game Boy or a video game system. Miranda got a video game system. Like, it's just like that sort of shit and that like irks me. And it's like I think like that's what Buffy was like kind of saying or alluding to, that like her sister has more freedom. I think part of it has to do with like supernatural, and it's just like, well, she's a slayer, and like faith, whoa, Dawn does not have that. But I just think it's like the same sort of thing of like the Buffy has responsibility. An older sibling always has more responsibility or like more shit on their plate. And I've seen this with so many of my friends that are older siblings. They just get it harder, in my opinion. And I think like that's what Buffy's shit is. And once again, like I really do think that a big part of this is just like my perspective versus like your perspective or a younger sibling's perspective. And I'm like curious. This is so interesting. And then of course there's like middle siblings, and they're absolutely irrelevant. But I'm joking.
They're just forgotten.
So I just like throughout it, I was like, and I think like one more thing. I think I foresee that this is going to be a continued thing throughout the season of like Dawn sticking her foot in the honey pot and like, you know, getting in trouble or like doing things out of turn. So I think
where she shouldn't be in terms of the supernatural stuff.
Like it took me very little time to be annoyed by it, because I do think that this is going to be something that continues throughout the season that like is annoying. And like it's kind of like, I think it's also one of those like older sibling, like I think I know better. It's like I know that Buffy is like, you're gonna do this shit all the time and it's gonna be so fucking annoying. And I think like that's what I see too, as like a older sibling. Like this is gonna just be this is the gag. Like this is the bit that we're going to do over and over and over.
Buffy's gonna be annoyed that Susie's hanging around. Buffy's gonna be annoyed that Suzie keeps putting herself in harm's way. And Buffy already feels like she has a lot on her plate being the Slayer, but now she also is having to protect Suzie from getting herself killed. But the thing is like, as a younger sibling, I totally understand where Susie's coming from when people keep calling her kid and people act like she needs a fucking babysitter. Well, she is 14 years old. Are you fucking kidding me?
This was pretty crazy. She was
a teenager. She could babysit children at this point.
Yeah. That was pretty nutty. Like the fact that like I was like, because I was watching, I'm like, you know, who knows how old like Michelle Trachtenberg is? Like the actor herself is either 13 years old or 21. Like who the fuck knows, you know, at this point in time. But she looks kind of younger for her age. So I was guessing like, I don't know. I was thinking that maybe she was like 13, maybe. I think like looks a little tiny to be 14, but then again, I don't know what 14-year-olds look like these days. These days they look like TikTok models. So I really 14. Don't know what a 14 looks like.
A babysitter. But let's back up, because I do want to talk about this for like our very first intro to the episode where Suzie, number one, in the opening credits, welcome Suzie.
Hold up. Who invited her to the credits? And Miss Tara is still like not allowed to be involved. I could not believe it. We were talking last week how it was like, oh, we don't have time. We don't have time to include more people in the credits.
No, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We got time.
That was wild. I was like, what the fuck is
you know why? Because the show's like, she's been here the whole time, you losers. You weren't paying attention.
Michelle Trachtenberg was 17 at this time, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
But we immediately get like this like voiceover from her of like, no one gets me. Buffy's annoying. She's so overrated. We get this like really fun breakfast montage where like all three women are kind of like moving around each other in the kitchen. And then like Buffy goes to get milk and they're out of milk because Suzie took the last of the milk. And it's basically like Suzie is irritated. Everyone is treating her like a child and treats Buffy like she's just like this goddess because she kills things with sticks. And she's very irritated about it. Understandably so. Again, if I'm Suzie, I'm also annoyed that everyone treats me like I'm a baby, even though I'm not that much younger than Buffy. I'm 14. Yes, I'm not an adult, but I am 14, which is a teenager, not a baby child. And I like that we quickly establish Susie's relationship because, again, we're playing catch up and pretending like she's been here this entire time. We need to quickly establish her relationships with all the Scoobies, basically. So we find out she's like, Giles gets irritated with her because she's fiddling with the music in the convertible too much. Tara sweet baby angel Tara immediately connects with her because
Yeah.
they're both kind of outsiders, right? Like Tara, and we'll talk about this later because I have thoughts on like Tara feels like she is not a proper Scooby. She feels like the others have more of a connection to one another, and she's a little bit outside of that. And I really like how she took the time, multiple moments in this episode, to like reach out to Suzie and be like, hey, girly, are you okay? Like, that was a lot in there. There was a dead body. Like, you good? Want to thumb wrestle? Which is a very strange thing to say to a 14-year-old, but sure, you want to thumb wrestle?
I thought that I agree. With so much of that. I thought that I really liked Tara's dynamic with Suzie. I think that especially because she feels like she is also an outsider Scooby, not part of the Scoobies, which I kind of disagree with, but I think like it might be hard to infiltrate a friend group that's been established for a really long time. I don't think it's any doing by the actual Scoobies, in my opinion.
I don't think at this point it is. I think
Yeah.
it's just it's an insecurity that Tara has, and I think perspective is everything in this situation, right? And if that's her perspective, then it is what it is. But I do think, I don't know. There's part of me in this conversation between Tara and Willow later where they're talking about Tara being an outsider. When Willow is like hugging her and she's like, you're one of the good guys. I feel like Tara's face dropped a little bit. Like it was kind of like she's questioning whether or not she's a good guy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that is true. I think that, to be honest with you, if you think that you're one of the good guys, full stop, then you're probably an ounce of bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that
if you're saying it so much, you're probably,
Well, like, I think that humans and witches and vampires and whatever, I think that everyone's flawed. And I think that nobody is 100% good and 100% bad. I think that we are kind of like a little bit of a mixed bag. So if I mean, you know, it's this equivalent of be like, you're a good person. Am I a good person? Like, what makes me a good person? I try to be, but does that mean that I think I'm 100% a good person? No, I'm a little mean at times. I need to work on that. But
well, I think you're right. And I think Tara sees things like you do. I think Tara is more of that mindset of like, it's more complicated than what Willow is saying, because she even says like, I don't know if I even want to be a part of the Scoobies. And whether that's because she doesn't feel worthy of it, right? Because of like, she did a bad thing or she once was bad or something in her past, blah, 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 blah. Or because she is like, I don't really want to be like a good guy. Like, I kind of want to do my own thing. You know, I just want to be a witch. I just want to do magic. I don't know. I'm interested to find out.
I don't want to solve crimes. Like, actually,
just want to do my little witchy black magic.
Like, you people do a little bit too much book work, too much research for me.
Yes.
I kind of want to just vibe out, actually. That's my preference. But I think that Tara's relationship with, I think it was really sweet. And I think like it's something that like ideally you would want a sister relationship to be. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Suzie was like, I wish my sister was somebody like Tara, or I wish my sister was somebody like Willow, somebody that like more so spoke to her as an equal, or had more shared interests, which like Willow apparently, and Willow and Dawn have, they're both like
nerdy.
Yeah. They both like homework. They're both like more they do their homework. They like to study. They like to do chess. I thought that was interesting because like I wouldn't have really seen or assumed that was Dawn when
but she's like bookish.
I wouldn't have seen that because she doesn't have glasses and she's not wearing overalls. How would I possibly know?
How are we supposed to know? Yeah, I agree. I like it. You know what it is? Buffy and Suzie read to me as sisters that are not close when they are kids or teens, because you just a lot of hormones flying around.
It's the age gap, like it really is. I really do think that like a 6-year age gap it's quite complicated because when you okay, so you're born, your sister's born, when you're 6 years old. That means that when you want to play with a sibling, they are too young.
Mhm.
Then let's skip ahead 2 years. Then you have like a little toddler, but you're 8. So you're starting to be into different things. Like the doll thing is less than, or like then you skip ahead till you're 10, but they're 4. So once again, it just gets worse. And by the time you're 12 and they're 6, you're in 2 different worlds, you know? Like now
Yeah.
you're into like teenage stuff, boy stuff, and then skip again 6 years, you're 18 and your sibling is 12, and now they kind of want to hang out with you, but you're 18, you don't want to hang out. I really think it's a really hard age gap. Like I think that when there's unless there's like a buffer between the 2 siblings to like bridge the gap, I can't see what the like 2 siblings with like a Dawn and a Buffy and like me and my sister, I until you're an adult, I don't see how it could link up because there's never
Yeah.
a time when you and your sibling are on the same page. I totally understand and relate to this issue because I'm
Yeah.
sure like by the time Buffy or like Dawn was old enough to want to hang out with Buffy, Buffy was always like already like whatever, I don't want to be near you. But and then of course like the divorce and
Yeah.
they're like separated physically from each other. So I just find it like really hard. I don't know where I don't know why I'm like on this tangent right now. I totally forgot, but I think it's because I was saying like I'm sure she wishes that she had somebody
I
like a
think they
Willow.
will be close when they're
Yeah.
older. I think right now it's just a little bit too difficult. And I think we're
Yeah.
going to see a lot of Susie going to characters like Tara and Willow and trying to talk to them and like having them be kind of the mediators between Susie and Buffy. I could see that happening.
Yeah. How
But
did you
either way,
feel about the little crushy poo on Xander?
ugh, like, I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, right? Like, it's so unsurprising.
Mhm.
Because this didn't really happen for me personally. In terms of like, no one had a crush on my brother, and I never had a crush on my brother's friends. But I do remember having like if my friend had an older brother, which I didn't have many friends with older brothers. Most of my friends had older sisters. I was like, "Oh, they're so mysterious. Like it's an
Yeah.
older brother." So like it wasn't surprising to me that she had a crush on Xander, and I thought it actually had it played for some really funny comedic moments when Xander and Anya are like again babysitting her.
Yeah.
And they brought over the game of life, and then like she's annoyed because Anya's there. And Anya, of course, with the amazing line of "Can I trade in the children for more cash?"
Yeah.
That was all great.
Yeah. What do you think? Okay, so Anya brought Monopoly, Clue, and Life. Out of
Mhm.
those 3 games, do you have a favorite?
I would play Clue of those 3. That's the game I'm choosing. Monopoly goes on far too long and is far too luck based for my liking. And Life, you could get really fucked over in a very depressing way. That like is too reminiscent of actual life. So
Yeah. Life
yeah.
is my favorite board game of all time. I love Life so
Mhm.
much. It's truly my favorite. It was like whenever I would hang out with friends or whomever, I always wanted to play Life.
Did you have the CD-ROM game of it? Because I had like
Yes.
a computer game one, and
Mhm.
I can picture the characters in it.
Yeah, I had that too.
And all your kids always you had to choose like who you wanted to be, and then
Yeah.
when you had kids, like because it was heteronormative couples obviously at the time, and like all the sons would always look like their dads, and the daughters
Mhm.
would always look like the moms, like little clones. It was so
Yes.
weird.
Yeah, I remember that. And I really loved the original Life where there's like different houses and
The Victorian was always the house I wanted to buy.
yeah, the Victorian was such a vibe. Yeah. I think
Very witchy.
I left the Ms. Maisel life at your at your lake house because I was like, fuck this game. It wasn't like how I wanted it to be. So I said, this is going to live at your place
The
now.
donation.
Yeah, I wonder if it's still there.
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
going
have
up
to
in
look
a
it.
couple weeks.
But I love Life. I do like Clue too. I really like Clue. I like
Yeah,
Monopoly
Clue's
also.
fun.
That was a good sampling of games, Anya.
Yeah. So Anya brings games. Susie's getting babysat. And this is, well, let's back up a little bit, I guess, first, because we're going to the magic shop because we're starting training, right? Like now Buffy and Giles are doing hardcore Slayer training, hardcore Slayer lore learning. So we're blowing off Riley to instead go magic shopping. And they get to the magic shop where Tara and Willow, also, of course, also are. And it's been broken into. The owner is dead via vampires. And apparently the books that were stolen, besides a unicorn being stolen, was books about the Slayer. So like how to kill the Slayer, 101, how to kill the Slayer for dummies, basically. Which sucks because Buffy needed that for her studies, but also it means someone is after her. And we find out it is none other than the queen, the icon, the red-lipped baddie, Harmony. I was so happy to have her back on the show. Truly. And not only that, Sarah, but I'm sure you were very happy about this. We had Harmony back. And she barely interacted with Spike. She had her own storylines.
Yes. I really loved the Harmony storyline this episode. I thought that whoever this actress is, she did such a good job. I really liked all of how she said all of her lines. I really like her attitude. I just think that she's so funny. And the fact that she has minions now is just so hilarious. Of course, she kind of like lost her minions, but throughout it was just like really fun to watch. She was looking really pretty. I just think that she was phenomenal in this episode, and I just like would have never imagined that in the first couple of seasons of Buffy, when we first meet Harmony, how she would continue on like this. And I'm really glad that she does. And she survives at the end, so this is not going to be the last time we see Harmony. Happily, I would happily see Harmony continuous, but I'm kind of curious, like what made her want to kill Buffy, because we've seen her before be like to Spike, this is like something that we don't want to get involved in. We don't need to kill her. We don't need to kill the Slayer. Do you think that this was an influence by her minions, like to just like prove that she's worthy of being a leader?
I feel like the reasoning for it is to basically be like, and not, she doesn't talk about Spike all that much. She like runs in him one time, but I feel like it's in her head that he treated her like a lesser than vampire. So for her, she's like, look at me now, bitch. I have my minions. What's next? We're going for the big dog. We're going for the top dog. We're going for the Slayer. And on top of that, I feel like her and Buffy just have beef. Like they went to high school together. You know what I mean? I feel like she just like has it out for Buffy, and to not only prove herself, but also to be like, fuck you, Buffy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But either way, I'm very happy to have her here. I feel like it's really great to get like a fun, first of all, a fun female baddie villain. On top of that, someone who has personal ties to Buffy and like a history with Buffy. And I think like brings the comedy, like truly, like she's so funny. And I loved the scene where she is like, they already have Suzie and she's like complaining to Suzie that like no one takes her seriously. Like just like she's trying to like connect with her as she's tied up.
Yeah.
And how everyone's reaction to Harmony having minions is to like die laughing. Because it's like, really, Harmony of all people? Yeah,
I know.
It was good.
But you have to like take those people seriously, It's
it's
the underdogs that become like unhinged and crazy. So.
Exactly. They're the ones you got to watch out for.
Yeah. Okay. What is Harmony's real name? Harmony in Buffy. I know I'm going to get in trouble for Googling. I just want to know her name. Mercedes McNabb.
She looks like a Mercedes.
I've never heard of this person before in my life. Mercedes McNabb. I'm just curious if she's in anything else.
Yeah.
She was in Adam Family's Values.
Yeah, we knew that.
We
She was the
did.
girl by the lake or whatever.
Oh yeah, I do remember now that you say
Yeah.
that.
And she loves unicorns. I love when
That was a funny detail because it kind of reminded me of Drew and Drew's
her dolls.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. I love when a villain has a thing. You know,
Yeah.
they have like an obsession, they have a quirk, they have an eccentricity. And yeah, she loves unicorns, which is really fun.
You know, unicorns are probably like a top 3 mystical creature. I don't know if I know one that I like better than a unicorn.
I mean, unicorns I think are a little bit overrated at this point. I feel like they've
Okay,
oversaturated the
Name one mystical
environment.
creature that's better.
A narwhal.
That's fake.
So is a unicorn. What do you mean?
And also narwhals, aren't they just whales that want to be unicorns?
Unicorns are just horses with a horn, just like narwhals are whales with a horn. It's
I know
the
they're
same thing.
They said, "Hi, I'm a whale."
What existed first, though? What existed first? Was it a
Obviously
unicorn?
a unicorn.
You don't know that for sure.
I do. I do. I know for
an expert like Harmony.
Yeah, I
yeah.
am an expert like Harmony. I mean, like, I think that come on. Nobody gives a fuck about narwhals.
Okay.
They're fake.
I have a question because we're already like
Wait, narwhals might be real.
I done told you they're real.
Yeah, but so are unicorns, so it's fine.
Anyway, okay, so I want to talk about Riley, but before we do that, let's talk about when they're at the magic shop, right? They discover the dead body. Suzie gets told by Buffy, out, blah, 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 blah. So poor Suzie has to be outside. I feel like this creepy guy, this really creepy guy who's like meowing at her is like important. He says, I know you, curds and whey. You don't belong here.
Curds
that's little Miss Moffat sat on her toffet eating her curds and whey. Right? Little Miss Moffat. Hold on.
Little Miss Muppet?
Little Miss Muffet.
Muffet?
Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. There came a big spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away.
Yeah, but curds, she's eating cottage cheese and whey, WHEY. Protein shake goddess. She's getting her gains. She's got cottage cheese. She's got protein powder.
Yes.
What we're doing here is we're getting our gains in and we're growing muscle. Is that what she's doing?
I don't know, but I think there is something to this. Maybe we're alluding to spiders. Like maybe that's what we're alluding to, that there's going to be some spider situation happening.
Is that I don't mind spiders. I see a spider and I don't kill it. Honestly, if there's a spider in my house, I say, you can live here. You're not bothering me. That's fine. If she's the queen of spiders and there's billions of spiders, I won't survive it.
Yeah, you don't like swarms. That's what you don't like is swarms. I just think I'm planting my flag here. This man and what he says is going to be like prophetic. We're going to have more prophecy stuff happening.
Sure. So. You know what I took this as? I thought that this man was dead and Dawn sees dead people.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. I don't have anything.
She's like a Sixth Sense kind of girly pop.
I don't have any proof to back this up, but
yeah.
Who?
What was the kid? The Sixth Sense kid? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
That's who she is.
The kid's name is probably Will. Every kid's name is Will. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was because I was like, okay, obviously we're alluding, especially later on, we're alluding to the fact that she does have something. She keeps talking about how like people don't really know the real me and like blah blah blah. Like this guy calls her out and is like, I know you, I know what you are. I was like, I don't know, something supernatural. What have we not seen before? We haven't really seen like, somebody that like just sees dead people. This guy looked a little dead. He was a little.
He definitely looked a little dead. Yeah, he was creepy,
and nobody else saw him besides her. So, yeah. So that was, and
she didn't tell anybody about him either, which was also a little strange, right?
Yeah, he was creepy.
That's what I'm saying. I would have mentioned him to somebody. Yeah. But I want to briefly touch on Riley because he's really not in the episode a whole lot. He does have a little bit of a new look. What do you think of his like messy hair with some gel in it?
I didn't mind it. Adam said that he was looking ugly. Because quote unquote, there's too much forehead. Adam has like a real thing with forehead. So yeah, it's true.
I feel like listen, I think Riley was looking ugly. I wasn't a huge fan of the hair though, I have to admit. It looked a bit darker than last season, and
It's
on
just
top
the
of
gel.
that, the gel was okay. I feel like you have to choose a lane. Either you're doing messy hair or you're doing gel in your hair. I don't think you should do messy hair with gel.
Why fuck with a good thing, you know?
I'm with you.
I mean, he looked
I,
great. He
you
was
know what?
hot.
On the bright side, I felt like he was really nice about the whole mix up of like, oh, we were going to hang today, right? And then
Yeah.
Buffy has to leave and he's just like, I'm going to kill you, like as a joke.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great.
That was good. And then also, I was curious about later in the episode where she was talking shit about her sister and he defended her. Now, this is the shit that was like totally sent me over the edge because I've experienced this before as well, where I'm talking about like my frustrations and then my significant other defends the other person,
Yeah.
sibling, family, whatever. And that makes my blood boil. And you know, Jessica, it doesn't take me a lot. It doesn't take, well, no, it does take me a lot to get really spicy. But when I get there, I get there. And that really is one of my pet peeves. I do not like that. If you are my significant other, I don't fucking care. You are being like, yeah, that blows. I really don't like the defense. And I forget if we know if Riley has any siblings. I don't think we know that, but I would guarantee that he's a younger sibling. And then that's why he defended her because of the younger sibling thing. That is so annoying.
I think he's just trying to be nice.
Trying to be nice, but it's not very nice.
He compliments Joyce's outfit. You know, he seems like nice enough to Suzie.
Yeah, nice guy, Riley. Wasn't as edgy as last week. He was in a better mood.
He wasn't. So one other little minor moment, we find out that Willow is going to take drama class because apparently Buffy was supposed to take drama class with her, but had to drop it because of all the Slayer training.
Yes. So kind of like a tie-in to
so that's exciting.
Restless.
Yeah.
What do you think that she's into drama? What is she gonna do with this? This is not a career option for you, Willow.
I don't know. She's gonna marry witching and drama and be like very performative.
And she's just gonna like do the Crucible every single time.
Sure.
Yeah. And then I feel like this episode, as well as the Angel episode, was all about real estate. They said we are,
which we love. So exciting.
We are, the interest rates are popping. We are going to get that new loan, and basically, as soon as Giles went into the magic shop and the owner was dead, without even considering that the owner probably left it to somebody, or there was probably somebody that is next in line, or there was another shop.
Dibs.
Yeah. He said, "This will be mine now. I need a job. This is exactly what I need. It's more space. Now people won't come into my apartment at all hours of the night messing around." And he, I guess, buys the magic shop, and now he is a shop guy, a shopkeeper. Do you like this? Are you intrigued? Are you excited?
Yeah, I think this makes sense. I think, first of all, discount on all the products.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he gets a wholesale now. He gets the eye of
He knows
wholesale.
He has, we talked about him being like some sort of like an archivist or some kind of like consultant on magical stuff. This makes perfect sense. He also is getting all these freaking kids out of his apartment, so they're not there all the time. I think this makes a lot of sense for him. Now, you do have to be worried that people keep dying who own this place. So, you got to keep your eyes peeled for that.
Coincidence.
Yes. But no, I was very happy for him. And I'm happy he has agency and he has something to do this season. Yeah. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because like this is our new set. This is our new, I forget the equivalent where everybody hangs out all the time. I don't know. I guess in like, in Boy Meets World when they used to hang out at like fatties or stinkies or whatever it was called, chubbies. And then they started hanging out at the college coffee shop. It's like that. It's our new hangout spot. What?
I can't get over fatties, stinkies.
It was chubbies. I forgot.
And then we landed on chubbies.
It was chubbies. I think it was
I know,
chubbies, right?
I know it was chubbies, fatties, and stinkies.
It's just
I'm
somebody's.
broken. Yes, we used to hang out there, and then we were at the college campus.
This is like our
after that.
new hangout spot, right?
Okay,
like
this is-
we'll still go with Ron sometimes, but like
Yeah.
we're not gonna like hang
Yeah.
out at Giles's all the time. We're gonna hang out at the magic shop.
No,
Welcome
you're
to
right.
the-
Buffy and Angel now both have new hangout spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, the real estate was popping.
Yeah.
They-
I do want to talk about one more thing, and that is Susie's mistake.
oh my
Susie's
god,
mistake.
what a dummy!
And because I love Xander, Anya, and Suzie are all standing there like taunting the vampires because they're like, "You can't come in, bitch! Like you dumbass, you can't come in. What do you want?" And then Suzie had to go run in her mouth and being like, "Oh yeah, come in," and blah blah blah. And it's like, bitch. Oh, you done fucked up, Suzie. You done fucked up. And then she fucked up even more when she was like, I'ma just run outside. Whee!
Well, this is the annoying thing. Like the amount of times that she kind of just runs out and disappears and gets herself in trouble. It's so irritating. And yeah,
Suzie, what you doing, girl? What
she
you
got
doing?
herself snatched, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah.
sometimes you get snatched, I suppose.
Anya
Poor-
got punched the fuck out.
Anya got knocked out. She
That
nearly
was
got
wrong.
a concussion. She said, "I have a head injury. I can barely speak. Who are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anya, maybe."
Poor Anya, man. She really got knocked the fuck out. And then Suzie got shackled up. Buffy had to come save her ass. And you know what, though? Solidarity. She didn't rat her out to Joyce. We love to see that.
Yeah, that is.
Oh.
I hate a tattletale.
You hate a snitch.
Yeah.
You know what else I loved? When
What?
Buffy goes to see Spike and is like, "Where's Harmony's lair?" And he's like, "What?" And she's like, boom, in the face. Where's Harmony's lair?
Yeah, yeah.
That was great.
He gives in.
He does. He has to.
When
'cause
if
he
they
can't hurt
get
her back.
Spike back into the Scooby mix, he is kind of on his own. It'll happen soon.
I think maybe he'll start needing magical items and he'll show up at the shop.
Oh my god,
That would be
He's-
great.
And then he's like, "Wait a minute, friends and family discount, right?"
Yes,
Like we're
we
friends.
used to
They're
live
like-
together. I was your roommate, buddy.
It's like, no, you're our enemy. Like, get out
Yeah.
of here. But then they give him the discount anyway. But like, they tell
So
him that
funny.
the friends and family discounts 20%, but it's really 50%. He gets a little
Oh,
fucked.
shit. Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Um,
unfortunate, but
Yeah. Well, we end the episode with some real ominous shit because Suzie seems to intimate that she has powers. Now, earlier in the episode, she mentioned wanting to learn witchy magics from Tara and Willow, which makes me think that she doesn't have witchy powers because she talks about wanting witchy powers.
yeah. Well,
So
in this world, you don't need to have them instinctively. You just get them by reading a fucking book. So she can
you're
get
a
them.
wizard, not a sorcerer. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess like the guess or the thing is like, what are her powers? I have already kind of like, I see dead people type of thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I already know because
No, I
something's
don't know.
coming.
I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know. You don't know what Susie's powers are.
No,
Okay, so
no.
you think
I'm-
she sees dead people?
Or,
I
like,
love
she
this as a
can
guess.
like she's a medium, like she can talk to people on the other
useful.
side.
That's
Yeah.
useful.
Mhm.
I'm okay. I think. I think her powers have something to do with vampires in that she is like immune or something.
How did that happen? And why can't Buffy have that?
I don't know. Maybe she was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
Talk about, wanting something that your sister has. Like,
yeah,
be
maybe
super-
maybe that's what she has.
super handy.
And so she's like, "Bitch, take me around. I'm invincible, you motherfucker."
yeah.
I don't know. But I like your
Wow.
idea of seeing dead people because that fucker was so weird and so
He was
creepy.
weird. He was weird.
Well, Miss
I mean, what other superpowers or like supernatural powers? I'm thinking like or maybe like telekinesis or
Yeah, like seeing what is it, X-ray vision, flying,
no,
that
I don't
sort
think
of
it's gonna be
stuff.
flying. I
No,
don't think
me
it's gonna
neither.
be like telekinesis or Like she can move things
Yeah.
or
She can go
something along.
invisible. But I feel like she would have done it if she could.
Oh yeah,
when
no,
she was
that
in with the
bitch would be
vampires.
invisible all the freaking time if she
She'd
could.
be snooping like Harry the
Mhm.
Spy.
Yep. I still wish that teleportation was a thing. Like if I can never get into a car again, that would be beautiful. I just want to pop in and pop out. I'm
But what
waiting.
happens if you have things like groceries? How are you doing that? Is it everything you touch travels with you?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know. But that is what I'm hoping for. Or at least, I like my dad was such a Star Trek guy. So like I always was like, oh, I cannot wait until we stand on the launching pad and we're able to evaporate and go to someone else's launching pad. I don't know
Okay.
if you're seeing.
I've never seen Star Trek in my life.
It's basically like in Harry Potter, where like the Flu Network, essentially.
Okay.
Something like
Okay.
that.
So like little teleportation circles, essentially.
Yeah. I've been waiting for that. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Mike TV, he went to the TV.
I do know Mike TV. I know him personally.
You know him personally. That little fucker.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Okay, let's talk through a little bit of what happened on Angel. You did watch this episode of Angel, even though I thought you quit Angel.
I quit and they
thought
just
you
keep
quit it.
getting me back. I need my fix. Yeah, I watched Angel for the most part. And my main takeaway is that I think that 50s Angel is hotter and more interesting than
I would agree with that.
2000s Angel.
Yeah,
I
with
think
you on
that
that.
it was just working for me.
The hair. I think it was something about the hair. It
Yeah,
was like
I think it was
combed
the hair.
nicely.
Yeah. His
Yeah.
little jacket wasn't like leather. It was like kind of more
I
of like a
liked it.
varsity jacket.
Yeah.
So we there's a hotel. There's like this spooky hotel, and the spooky hotel does spooky things.
It is haunted by a demon with tangly legs.
Mr. Tanglesworth.
Mr. Tanglesworth. He is haunting this hotel by basically being like taking all your insecurities and whispering them into your ear.
Oh my God. That's just me on a good day.
That's called anxiety and depression.
Yeah. Mr. Tanglesworth, you don't own that special evil power. So basically, Angel, we flash back to a time in the 50s. Essentially, there was a news article and Cordelia was looking at the news article. And she was like, oh, there's like this person that like disappeared around this time. And then like it's somehow linked with Angel. But we see this flashback from the 50s of Angel meeting this lady. What's her name? Joyce? No, that's
Buffy's mom.
That's Buffy's mom.
I don't know this lady's
Joy?
name and I don't really care. Sure, Joy.
I think it was Joy. I think it was. I'm not sure.
I believe you.
And he was like, hi, can I help you? Because what this man loves more than anything is saving damsels in distress. That is the
favorite thing. That's what gets him wet in the morning.
Yes. That's the only thing that this man wants to do. The Angel Incorporated is basically like, let's save the bitches Incorporated.
Only women.
We're not women. We don't help men. Yeah, we kill the men, actually.
And we don't even ask questions. We don't see a man and he's dead.
He's dead, but we have to save the women because women are pathetic.
They need our help.
And they need our help because they are useless little creatures. So he sees a woman. He says, I will help you. And she says, how can you help me? I'm literally living in a world that wants to burn me at the stake because I'm half Black. And he said, that seems like something that I can totally relate to. Because I too am troubled. And she said, okay, well, my husband left me and I got fired from my banking job. How can you help me?
They connect on, being outcasts from society at this point in time because she is white passing, but they found out that her dad was Black. And so she worked at a bank and she was like, gotcha. And she took a bunch of money and ran. And so now she's afraid they're going to come get her. And she's afraid that and we see in this hotel when they're checking people in with creepy deepy guy from Community, fake Moby from Community is like the bellhop. And they're like turning away Black people, even though there's obviously they have vacancy, but they're like, nah, you can't stay here. Now this lady turns her back on Angel and she is like, this guy, he drinks blood.
Oh my God.
He did it.
Okay, because she was staying at the hotel, but then I guess her secret got uncovered. So then Angel
because there was a guy who was murdered and they think it was her that did it.
Angel comes up to the hotel to be like, hi, like, woman, I'm here because from
I'm here to
Bitches, I
save you.
Save Bitches Incorporated. I'm going to help you. And all of them were like with pitchforks about to like pulverize her. And she, even though he's like, I'm going to help you, I swear to goodness, I'm going to help you like escape. You can take all of the money from the bank. I don't care. You do you. She turns around and is like, that man is a vampire. And then he gets burned at the stake. These people are madmen. That
They hang him instantly. Just a casual lynching in a hotel lobby.
It was wild because it's like all of their attention immediately drops from this woman. They're like, oh, you're fine because what we hate more is vampires. So then they literally, they're like dragging him and they literally pulled out the noose. We got out the hotel noose. I didn't even know hotels had nooses.
Hotel noose. It doesn't get used often, but when it does, it comes in handy.
I love how it was pre-set up. We
They
just
were
dropped
ready to
it
go.
down.
Anytime that someone needs to be hanged, they are fucking ready.
And then
the bellhop? That bellhop was like, yeah! Like he was
it's disgusting.
too excited about this.
It's really revolting. And I've been
It was awful.
to a festival where they did like reenactments
hanging
of hangings.
before.
I have to like yeah. I don't know why, but I did.
What festival was
I don't know. I don't know.
What's
I think like the Kutztown Festival in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, or something. I don't know.
What's
It's
happening.
I don't know. I've been to reenactments of hangings. I don't know why people went around and like watched them back in the day. If I was involved, or like the chopping of the head, the guillotine, why are you watching this? This is not entertainment. This is very grody. So they're like
Sarah's
cheering.
spiciest take. Hangings are gross.
They're grody. I don't like them. So then this was pretty rock and roll because like he fakes dead, just like a dog. He says,
does.
I play dead. And it was pretty cool when he like wakes up and then he like pulls himself up by like the neck. And he's like, okay, I guess I'm leaving this hotel now. Deuces. And then we flash forward and I don't know why, but basically Angel was like, I know this woman is still hanging out at the hotel room after all this time. And they go to the hotel and they're like, we are going to destroy this demon, Mr. Tentaclesworth. Was that his name? I forget.
Mr. Tentaclesworth. He was very tall and he had really long tentacles. And my favorite was the sound effects because they would like whoosh, whoosh,
a little bit of slapping. You slap with the tentacles. I mean, that's hot, I guess. So they destroy him, blah, blah, blah. Gunn is there. I don't know how he got invited to the party, but he's there. And basically, Angel's like, I know where she is. And he goes and visits her. And this bitch, it's like 50 years later, she's still alive, has not left the room. She's very remorseful. But also, if she hasn't left the room, how has she survived?
Mr. Tentaclesworth has been feeding her room service for 50 years.
He goes, I am demon, but also
He's in the kitchen.
Yeah. That was wild. Because it's like she has unlimited money. So it's like she could pay for DoorDash, but also I don't pay for DoorDash. Or I guess room service. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really like, what? And then
feeding off of her insecurities because once again, relatable.
But then, yeah, maybe that's how she's living, is off of her own insecurities. Then Angel's like, bitch, we moving in.
She's like, okay, now that you're here and you've forgiven me, I can go to bed now.
I'm dead now.
You've been sitting on the chair for this whole time and you're just waiting for Angel to come back for you to go to bed.
That's so sad, girl. Like, now that he's here and you've gotten forgiven, don't you want to live? Nah, no, she's tired.
She goes, I will die on this bed. She goes, now that you've forgiven me, I'm good to go. And she dies in the bed. And then instead of being like, all right, well, maybe we should take care of like all the dead bodies that's probably stuck because they died from their own insecurities. They're like, Angel's like, this seems like a great real estate opportunity. He says that this seems like a good place to be. And I just want to know, like, what kind of like we work motherfucking place is going on here? Like, is
Yeah.
everybody moving in? Like, why do we need all this space?
We have a whole ass hotel for like 4 employees. What are we doing?
So it's like, is it all is it is it a work and live? Like, is everybody moving in? Is everybody working there? Like, why do we need all this space?
I hope that we're not giving up Cordy's apartment because then we're going to lose Dennis.
Yeah, I don't want to lose Dennis.
I don't either. And
Yeah.
like, I don't think she should be forced to live with them. She brought them lovely beverages. She brought Wesley some tea, herself some coffee, and she decided to spice up Angel's O positive with a little bit of cinnamon. And that he threw a fucking bitch fit.
Non-appreciative. Nothing for
I don't
done.
understand. She is a chef. Let her fucking chef.
Yeah. I
It's very
mean, maybe
upsetting.
he
A
just doesn't like
barista.
cinnamon. Do vampires? I think vampires might not like cinnamon.
No, that's garlic.
Mm.
Just don't put garlic in his blood.
Vampires and
He's
cinnamon.
fine. Is that a thing?
Um,
I used to know someone who was allergic to cinnamon, and if
that's
she walked
unfortunate.
into like a Michael's craft store around Christmas time, her lips would get swollen because they pumped that.
wait
shit
a
in the
minute.
air.
This might be
What
the
he's-
secret to lip filler is just being
I'll be allergic to cinnamon. Yeah, it was really bad. Like I would make like Christmas cookies for the office, and I would have to like separate out the snickerdoodles.
Man, there's nothing worse than a bitch with allergies. They make everything
They
so
ruin
annoying.
everything
Stop making everything
so
about
bad.
you. I have like beef with
Yeah.
allergies because I need to take an antibiotic, but I can't take the one that actually will work because I'm allergic to them.
Wait,
So
what? But you can't take a different one?
I
Isn't that why they
can,
have
but
other
it's not
ones?
as effective. It just sucks. Everything sucks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was our episode of Angel. What did you think? Are you done with Angel now, or are you going to continue with Angel?
Well, I don't know. It depends. If
We
I'm
did get
in a-
a list
Yeah.
from friend of the pod, Tom Palmer, friend of the pod, Tom Palmer. I almost said Todd Palmer.
Mhm,
Because it
mhm.
rhymed with pod. He gave us a list of episodes you should watch for crossover opportunities.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Well,
you can
it
watch
depends
those.
on how my week goes. You know.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, let's talk about what next week's episode title is.
Okay.
Season 5, episode 3 of Buffy, The Replacement. Who's getting
Mm.
replaced? Buffy.
Me on this podcast. we are hiring somebody that will actually watch the Angel episodes.
And then Angel season 2, episode 3, First Impressions.
I don't
First
know.
impressions of what?
It's probably stupid.
I don't know.
Or
I
it's
don't know.
great. I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see. We'll find out next week when we watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm excited. I can't wait to watch the episode because I want to know what Susie's powers are.
Yeah.
That's that. That's all I want.
Yeah.
To know what
Mhm.
Susie can do.
Yeah.
Susie
You
Q.
think
Good
we're
old Susie
gonna
Q.
know this soon?
No, probably not.
Okay. Was okay, fine. Okay, perfect. I don't know.
Great.
I lost it.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be back next week with some more Buffy podcasting. Because guess what? Felicity's over, people. It's just Buffy. It's just Buffy now. Everyone rejoice. Felicity is no longer here.
Mm.
Anyway, that's it. Okay, well, we'll be back next week. Season 5, episode 3, The Replacement. Until then, everyone, here endeth the lesson.
Just ask. Shit 90 shows taught me.
Shit 90 Shows Taught Me was not filmed before a live studio audience.